Hey we techers, have you ever caught yourself wondering why some days feel harder than others, even when nothing dramatic seems to have happened? Or maybe you've noticed that a friend or loved one just hasn't seemed like themselves lately. Understanding mental health isn't always about dramatic moments or crisis points. Sometimes the most important signals are quiet ones that are easy to overlook. Today we're going to talk about something that affects all of us, and that is recognizing when your mental health might need a little extra attention. Hey we techers, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're continuing the conversation about mental health awareness because we believe that the more you understand what's happening inside your own mind, the better equipped you are to take care of yourself and the people around you. Mental health exists on a spectrum, and it shifts and changes throughout our lives depending on what we're going through. The good news is that awareness is the first step toward feeling better. So let's dive in. Here are 10 important signs that your mental health might be telling you it needs some support. Number 1. You've started to feel disconnected from yourself. Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt like the person staring back at you is somehow a stranger? Or maybe you're going through the motions of your day but nothing feels real or meaningful. This sense of disconnection from your own identity and emotions is something many people experience when their mental health begins to decline. You might find yourself asking questions like who am I, or what do I even want anymore, without being able to land on any real answers. This can feel frightening and isolating, but it is more common than you might think. If this resonates with you, reaching out to a mental health professional can help you reconnect with yourself in a meaningful way. Number 2. Small decisions feel impossibly hard. Do you find yourself standing in front of the refrigerator for 10 minutes unable to decide what to eat? Or maybe you've been staring at your phone for half an hour trying to figure out how to respond to a simple text message. When even the smallest decisions start to feel overwhelming or paralyzing, this can be a telling sign that your mental health is under pressure. According to research on decision fatigue and mental wellness, when the brain is already overwhelmed from managing stress, anxiety, or low mood, it has fewer resources left over to make even basic choices. If this sounds familiar, try simplifying your daily routines and removing unnecessary choices from your day where you can. And remember that speaking with a therapist can help you get to the root of what's causing this kind of mental overload. Number 3. You find yourself comparing your life to others more than usual. Have you noticed that scrolling through social media leaves you feeling worse about your own life than before you opened the app? Or that you catch yourself measuring your achievements, your relationships, or your appearance against the people around you and always coming up short? While a little comparison is a natural human tendency, when it becomes a constant habit that chips away at your sense of self-worth, it can be a sign that something deeper is going on emotionally. Psychologists have found that excessive social comparison is strongly linked to lower self-esteem and increased symptoms of anxiety and depression. Try taking breaks from social media and spend that time instead doing something that reminds you of your own unique strengths and values. Number 4. Your appetite has changed noticeably. Have you been eating significantly more or significantly less than you normally would? Maybe you've lost interest in food entirely and forget to eat until late in the day. Or perhaps you've been turning to food as a source of comfort and finding it hard to stop. Changes in appetite that aren't connected to physical illness or a change in your exercise routine can be meaningful signals from your body that your mental health is shifting. Our emotional state has a powerful influence over our relationship with food, and when that relationship starts to look different than usual, it's worth paying attention to. Try to maintain regular meal times and check in with yourself about how you're feeling emotionally throughout the day. If these changes are persistent, talking to a doctor or a therapist is always a wise step. Number 5. You've become more irritable or short-tempered than usual. Have the people closest to you mentioned that you seem on edge lately? Or have you noticed yourself snapping at people over things that normally wouldn't bother you at all? Irritability is one of those mental health symptoms that often flies under the radar because it tends to look like a bad attitude rather than a sign of inner struggle. But increased irritability and a shorter fuse are actually very common indicators of anxiety, burnout, and depression. When your emotional reserves are running low, it becomes much harder to regulate your reactions and responses to the world around you. If you've noticed this in yourself, try not to be too hard on yourself about it. Instead, use it as a cue to slow down, check in with your emotional needs, and reach out for support if you need it. We want to take a moment to remind you that Skillshare is sponsoring today's video, and we genuinely love what they stand for. Learning something new is one of the best things you can do for your confidence and your sense of purpose. Whether you want to explore creative writing, illustration, or even productivity and mindfulness, Skillshare makes it easy and accessible. One course we think you might enjoy is called The Art of Connection, Journal Prompts for Self-Discovery, which is a wonderful way to start building a practice of self-reflection. The first 1,000 people to click the link in the description will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium, and after that it is around $10 a month. Let us know in the comments what kind of skills you've been wanting to learn. Number 6. You feel a persistent sense of dread without a clear reason. Do you ever wake up in the morning with a heavy feeling in your chest, almost like something bad is about to happen, even though nothing specific is wrong? This lingering sense of dread or unease that seems to hover over you without a clear cause is something that many people experience during periods of declining mental health. It is different from worrying about a specific problem. Instead, it is more like a background hum of anxiety that colors everything you do throughout the day. Mental health experts describe this as free-floating anxiety, and it can be just as exhausting and disruptive as worry that has a clear target. Grounding exercises, breathing techniques, and regular movement can all help reduce this kind of anxiety. And as always, speaking with a mental health professional can help you understand where it is coming from and how to address it. Number 7. You've started withdrawing from the things and people that usually bring you comfort. Have you been canceling plans more often? Maybe you've been avoiding phone calls from the people you love, or skipping activities that used to be a regular and enjoyable part of your routine. While everyone needs time alone to recharge, when withdrawal becomes a pattern and you start pulling away from your sources of comfort and connection, this is an important sign to take seriously. Social connection and meaningful routine are two of the most powerful protective factors for mental health, which means that when we start losing them, we can enter a downward spiral quite quickly. If you've noticed this happening, try starting small by reaching out to just one person or doing just one enjoyable activity this week. Small steps can make a big difference. Number 8. You are experiencing physical symptoms with no clear medical cause. Are you getting frequent headaches, stomach aches, tension in your shoulders and neck that never seems to go away? The connection between mental health and physical health is incredibly strong and well documented. When emotional pain and stress go unaddressed for long periods of time, they often find a way to express themselves through the body. This is sometimes called somatization, and it is far more common than most people realize. If you've visited a doctor and ruled out physical causes for symptoms like these, it may be worth exploring whether there is an emotional component. Therapy, regular movement, and practices like yoga and progressive muscle relaxation can all help ease the physical toll that mental health struggles can take on the body. Number 9. You have a harder time feeling hope or optimism about the future. Do you find it difficult to imagine things getting better? When you try to picture your future, does it feel blank or dim rather than full of possibility? A reduced ability to feel hopeful or to look forward to things is one of the quieter but more serious signs that your mental health may be declining. Hope is actually a crucial part of our psychological well-being, and when it starts to fade, it can affect our motivation, our relationships, and our overall quality of life. If this resonates with you, please know that this feeling is not a reflection of reality and it is not permanent. Depression and other mental health challenges can distort the way we see the future. With the right support, that sense of possibility and hope can absolutely come back. Please reach out to a mental health professional, a trusted friend, or a family member who can walk alongside you through this. Number 10. You feel like you are just going through the motions. Does it feel like you are simply existing rather than truly living? Maybe you get through your responsibilities each day but nothing feels engaging or meaningful. You show up, you do what needs to be done, but there is a hollow quality to it all that is hard to explain to the people around you. This experience of emotional numbness or detachment from life is something that can sneak up on you gradually, which is part of what makes it so tricky to identify. It is often associated with prolonged stress, burnout, and depression. If this is how your days have been feeling lately, it is a signal worth listening to. Try reconnecting with something that once brought you a sense of meaning, even in a small way. Talk to someone you trust. And consider reaching out to a therapist who can help you start rebuilding a sense of engagement and joy in your everyday life. Can you relate to any of the signs we talked about in this video? If so, we want you to know that noticing these signs in yourself is actually a really brave and important thing to do. Mental health is not something to push aside or power through alone. Reaching out for help is a sign of strength, not weakness, and there are people and resources available to support you no matter where you are on your journey. Talk to someone you trust, whether that is a friend, a family member, or a mental health professional. You deserve to feel well. Please give this video a like and share it with someone who might need to hear this today. The references and studies we mentioned are listed in the description below. And don't forget to hit subscribe for more WeTech content every week. Thank you so much for watching and for being part of this community. We will see you next time. Please subscribe, like and comment for more content like this.